Did you know that hip-hop stars Lil Durk and King Von were involved in a murder that almost ruined their music careers? King Von and Lil Durk were friends for a long time and stood out as notable figures with immense talent and the most dangerous backgrounds among the many artists who have risen to fame in gangster rap. Gangster rap has been part of the hip-hop scene of Chicago since the 80s. Ice Cube and NWA, Tupac, and Suge Knight came into the picture, rapping about their gang-affiliated tales. The legends like Jay-Z and 50 Cent became millionaires by rapping about their lives in the streets. Rap fans have always been looking for the most real lyrics about life among gangsters. The Chicago drill scene was the answer to that. The rappers from the most dangerous block of the country rapped about the most real and honest experiences of their lives about dead enemies, being chased by police, and shootings. They were so real that their lyrics matched a local crime news report. Now imagine if the person doing the actual killing started rapping from his perspective as a killer, because that's exactly what King Von did. Born as Devon Bennett, King Von grew up in Chicago among gangs. He spent most of his life in and out of prison since he was a teenager. His father, a legend in the streets named Silk, was killed in a gang-affiliated shooting when King Von was only 11. Von grew up in the Killa Ward, where he got involved in gangs when he was only 9. He and his mom later moved to the infamous O Block. At O Block, he met Lil Durk and many other gangster buddies. Durk started his rap career early, making a name for himself, but Von kept to the streets. Born Derek Banks, Lil Durk had already established himself as a prominent artist before King Von's rise, becoming a pioneer in drill rap. Von eventually decides to follow Durk to the rap scene, with Durk signing him to his own music label. King Von gained significant attention with his gritty storytelling and raw lyrics, captivating fans with his authenticity. Von's first track, Beat That Body and War With Us, did well, but his song, Crazy Story, blew up with at least 200 million streams on Spotify alone, which was soon followed by Crazy Story 2.0 with Lil Durk in 2019, which became an even bigger hit. In May 2019, a news report broke that King Von and Lil Durk were involved in an attempted murder case. They reported that in February 2019, they fought with Alexander Witherspoon outside Hookah Lounge in Atlanta, where they tried to rob him of a gold chain, his neck, and $30,000. 13 shots were fired, and Witherspoon was shot in the leg. His vehicle was also found stolen, and a black SUV with 300 plastered on its side was seen leaving the site, which famously belonged to Lil Durk. On May 4, 2019, King Von was tackled and arrested by the police and charged with an attempt to murder. On May 29, an arrest warrant was issued against Durk, and on the same day of the arrest, he released a new song, Turn Myself In, where he described that he would be surrendering to the authorities, which he did. Both Lil Durk and King Von denied all charges, besides the murder attempt charge. They were also faced with aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession by a convicted felon. The murder charges against King Von and Lil Durk sparked various responses within the hip-hop community. Some fans expressed sympathy and support, acknowledging their difficulties growing up in violent environments. However, others criticized the artists for not distancing themselves from negative influences or failing to use their platforms to promote positive change. King Von and Lil Durk faced intense media scrutiny following their murder charges. The court let go of their charges due to a lack of evidence. If they had actually been convicted, they would have gotten at least 20 years in prison because of their previous criminal records. Durk and Von only spent a few weeks in jail for the attempted murder case and got out on bond for $250,000 and $300,000. And they immediately got back to making music and writing about their experiences. Their music careers skyrocketed after their murder trial. They fully used the media attention they received to propel themselves further in the music industry. King Von released a debut mixtape with features from Lil Durk, singing about their trial and jail time, and it immediately became a hit. Durk was still facing years in prison, as the police suspected Durk's involvement in the incident. The police categorized the incident as a gang-related crime, which, if convicted, Durk would face an extra 20 years. The district attorney's office later dropped the charges against Lil Durk, citing a lack of evidence. If rumors are to be believed, then Durk had given information on King Von's involvement in other gang-related crimes in exchange for charges being dropped. Von's previous list of charges involved the first-degree murder of a college student, Malcolm Stuckey. In 2014, Von and Big Mike were at a party, and Stuckey was also present, and they got into a shootout, and he got shot and died. Big Mike initially agrees to testify, but right before the trial, he decides to stay quiet and ends up getting 28 years in prison, and Von is set free. On August 4, 2020, FBG Duck, Von's rival in the streets, was murdered in broad daylight while shopping in the Chicago Gold Coast luxury shopping district. The most popular narrative was that King Von and O-Block were responsible for the murder, since Von has released a song narrating an encounter with Duck turning violent. On November 2020, King Von was also involved in a fatal shooting outside an Atlanta nightclub. According to reports, Von fought with NBA Youngboy's buddy Quando Rondo and was killed in the encounter. Following the incident, Atlanta police launched an investigation into the shooting and arrested Timothy Leaks, known as Lil Tim, on charges of felony murder. Lil Tim was allegedly involved in the altercation and was accused of firing the shots that killed King Von and the other victims. His death shocked the music industry, but the people who knew him were not. There was an outpouring of support and condolences from fans, fellow artists, and the wider music community. But it also invited criticism of hip-hop's proximity and involvement in crime and violence, and its connection to street affiliations and rivalries. Durk dedicated his album The Voice to Von. He later went on to work with rap superstars like Drake, Kanye, and Lil Baby. According to the police, if he were alive today, Von would have been in jail along with his buddies from O-Block, who were arrested for the murder of FBG Duck. King Von was suspected of being involved in at least 10 murder cases, which would actually make him hip-hop's first serial killer. What do you think about the most dangerous rappers in hip-hop? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.